Andy's choice of subject matter are objects found in nature, such as snow, leaves, twigs, rocks, and ice. These natural elements are usually rearranged or assembled into abstract forms that are organic or geometric. They could be a ball, a patch, a line, or an arc. Some works contain void areas in between the materials. When the artwork is created outdoors, the materials are usually found in the same location, thereby making the work site-specific. The site plays a large role in influencing the work, as the heat, water, sunlight, and even animal activities at the site have an impact on the lifespan of the work and its changing form over time. Andy's subject matter is chosen to create contrast in the environment. Colors play a crucial role in creating beautiful shapes that contain a sense of order, amidst the randomness found in nature. Other inherent qualities such as the texture, weight, and malleability also inform his decision-making process. Ultimately, he hopes to highlight the beauty of nature by representing its inner energy through the minimalist forms, making viewers re-experience nature in unexpected yet mesmerizing ways. Andy wants to raise awareness and appreciation of nature. His works appear to restore a kind of clairvoyance to the viewers, allowing them to see what has always been there. The art thus becomes less a creative product, and more an uncovering of nature, and the role of the artist is merely to be a facilitator that points out nature's beauty. This desire could have stemmed from his farming experiences of plowing, planting, and harvesting during his college years. Farming honed his acute understanding of changing seasons and agricultural cycles, and how it affects the land physically and visually. Andy also raises awareness of the Earth's ephemeral qualities. As his work's lifespan is crucially dependent on the interactions between the material, weather, and season, viewers learn to appreciate that nature is always in a state of change, and time and temporality are aspects of life that both nature and mankind have in common. This appreciation also reinforces important themes of birth, life, death, and rebirth, the constant state of flux that man cannot escape from. Andy uses art as a personal journey towards understanding man's position on Earth. He feels that his art is a way to teach himself and his viewing audience about how life, humans, animals, affects and is affected by particular ecological systems and cultural conditions. His art reminds that humans are part of nature and can never truly separate from it. As a result, he is never attempting to control natural materials and transform them into sculptures. Rather, he sees himself to be collaborating with nature. As he makes his works, he responds to their hardy or brittle qualities, or the wind changes that may affect the center of gravity of his assemblage. He remains alert to the material and the environment, thereby reflecting the important synergy of man and nature that urban dwellers have forgotten. This nuanced sensitivity towards nature also allows him to represent the Earth's spirituality, by capturing the landscape's essence through abstract forms. The visually arresting change in seasons is captured in radiating gradients of warm colors. The tundra, largely dependent on the sun's rays, are captured in the reflection of light onto meandering icicle assemblages. Earth art uses natural landscapes to create site-specific structures. It responded to rising environmental movements, expanded the definition of art, much like Fluxus, and reacted against the rampant commoditization of art in the art market, by creating ephemeral works that cannot be bought or sold for profit. It retained the simplicity of minimalist works, yet steered towards the humble everyday materials of arte povera, and Joseph Beuys' philosophy of social sculptures, stressing the importance of performance and process, and that creativity can be found in any environment, even outside formal gallery walls and art studios. Earth art was also reacting against modernist concerns, for creating aesthetically pleasing artworks that are not representing reality. It responded by exploring the lost relationship between human and nature, thereby purposefully using nature as a means to re-engage with it, rather than representing it through traditional art materials. Earth art is also influenced by prehistoric and ancient monuments of native people, signaling a return to the primitive as a reaction against rational thinking, and a surrender to eventual disintegration. Andy uses purely natural materials to construct his works in a non-invasive approach. He respects the individuality of materials, the memories they carry, and the changes they have experienced. Such individuality adds to textural richness, which enhances tactile qualities. He also restricts himself to the selecting, displacing, or rearranging of leaves, pebbles, sticks, and boulders. Sometimes he uses instruments, which are also found instruments, the stick with which he scrapes the sand, the thorns with which he sticks the leaves together. By taking natural elements out of their natural surroundings, and removing the fleeting moments and randomness of nature, he invites viewers to look closer at their surroundings and focus their perceptions through all five senses. Andy arranges natural materials such that the first instant of their viewing raises the possibility that nature alone produced these remarkable spectacles. He erases traces of his own hands, thus concealing the history of his intervention, suggesting that the works were created naturally. Andy also engages with the element of time by highlighting the ephemeral and permanent characteristics of change in his art. These include creating ice assemblages in the early hours, knowing that they will melt as soon as the sun is up, or creating linear patterns of leaves that will disintegrate as soon as they are released into the river. He is not frightened of destruction. He accepts that everything is ephemeral, as is life and death. Due to Andy's work's fragile, transient and inaccessible nature, photography plays a crucial role in documenting his interventions and the artwork's peak stages, giving viewers access to his visual spectacle and processes. These photographs were taken objectively to keep the integrity of the artworks, thereby serving as a rational means of observing his intuitive process. Some commissioned non-site works, however, allow Andy to bring the natural materials into gallery spaces, thereby allowing viewers to directly confront these materials themselves, without photographs acting as the middle agent.